some people use green tea as a means to lower their blood pressures. And the reason that green tea may work is that green tea has a lot of what we call polyphenols, and the polyphenols are the ones that are supposedly doing the job of vasodilation. I'm sure that makes you able to reduce your blood pressure. And again, the amounts of blood pressure lowering from these two substances may not be clinically significant. By saying clinically significant, I'm saying that if you have a blood pressure of some amount and you need to bring it down to some amount, using hibiscus or green tea alone as your medicine may not be enough. And so, as an adjunct, or if you like tea like I do, you could probably switch your tea to green tea or hibiscus tea, knowing that you could potentially get a little bit of benefit for your blood pressure there. So that is where its medicinal use actually comes. But no doctor will prescribe you hibiscus tea or green tea and say that, oh, your hypertension, you have 160, you have 150, 180, and I'm going to tell you that go get some hibiscus tea. It doesn't work like that, because it's not going to be enough to bring your pressure low to safer levels. But as an adjunct, again, as an addition, you can use hibiscus tea. If you like hibiscus tea, if you're a tea drinker, I should say, then you obviously would enjoy hibiscus tea or green tea. I personally like the green tea. Even though hibiscus is a beautiful flower, I'm yet to do its tea. And so that is what green tea would do. Due to the polyphenols, you basically dilate your blood vessels. And then, but they don't come without side effects. They have some side effects that we should mention. And obviously, most of these will cause upset stomach. Most of these things will cause you to have upset stomach. And when it comes to the green tea, it would definitely cause insomnia. Any of those side effects of caffeine or coffee would be associated with green tea, especially if you do it so much. And so you could have palpitations. Your heart may be beating faster at some point if you drink too much green tea or too concentrated green tea. And apart from that, other things that you would experience with coffee, you may not be able to sleep well, because coffee keeps you awake, right? So if you're doing green tea and doing it so much, you may also have that problem of not sleeping well, especially if you do it at bedtime or around the nighttime.
And another side effect, it can cause palpitation. You can have palpitation going on. Oh, you mentioned it. Okay. And also, like when you are around or you come across people saying that this thing it works for you, they're selling it and they're so passionate about it. It may be hibiscus, and they may be right that it will help lower your blood pressure. But how much lowering is the one that we are very particular about? It will lower it. Some people can make it so potent or so strong that it may drop your blood pressure to a level that is not healthy, that is not safe. So it's out there, all right. So don't get all routed up when you hear people claiming certain things online. Don't throw your medication away and go run for the herbs. It has something in there, but nobody has studied it and nobody has confirmed or agree with the amount that you have to take. So when we were doing the research, we kept coming across more study is needed. More study is needed. I'm sure you don't want to be the guinea pig.
Oh, come on, man. Nobody's a guinea pig who watches it. If you watch our show, don't be a guinea pig. Please, don't be the first to try.
You don't want to be the guinea pig that you are going to buy a lot of hibiscus leaves and substance and just put it on your stove and just cook it and drink it. You're drinking it in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening because somebody claimed it works. You don't know. So not knowing, it means that you are putting yourself at risk. So why don't you go with the one that has been studied and proven and you are being monitored by a doctor? You are definitely safer going that route.
You're definitely safer going that route. Going for what is known and rather than. And the last thing about hibiscus, as far as the side effect, is that it can cause headaches. It can lead to headaches, and you may also get a rash from it, skin rash that can develop as a result of using the hibiscus for blood pressure. And the last thing is that for people who have hormonal issues, if I say hormonal issues, if you are dealing with anything that has gotten to do with your hormones, say for example, you are a man, you are using testosterone for some reason, or you're a woman, you are on birth control, or you are on hormone replacement therapy, menopause, you are giving estradiol and stuff, you're treating something with hormones. If you do hibiscus, it may interfere with your treatment. It may actually throw things off, and that could be a problem. So that is another thing to know. Apart from the fact that most of these natural substances interact with your medications, some of them may also, especially with this one, can interact with the disease condition that you may not even be aware of.
And also, if you're diabetic, right, your medication may not work as well. So if you're diabetic and you feel like your medication is not working, your levels, your blood sugar is not well controlled, it's likely that you are taking certain things that you're not supposed to be taking. So you have to be careful, especially if you are going to go over the board of taking even more. Just taking 1 cup of tea of hibiscus or green tea may be okay. But if you're going to binge on it and drink it because you've heard somebody talk about it, you have to be very careful. It may be interacting with other medication that you're already on.
All right. Okay, so now, with that being said, we're going to go again to the next one, right? We're good to go. So the next herb that we want to talk about is what we call basil. Basil for blood pressure. And for basil, I actually came across this on TikTok, seeing somebody, requesting it to be shipped to them abroad. This lady was in Germany, and they were asking the moderator to ship and prepare some basil for them because it helps with blood pressure. And did we ask if hibiscus was medicine or myth? I think we agree it's medicine, right? All right. So hibiscus is medicine. It's medicine. So now we're going to talk about basil. Now, basil, according to the science, basil contains an ingredient or a compound called eugenol. Eugenol, like eugen. And the way eugenol works in basil is it basically also happen to dilate or relax your blood vessels. So if your blood vessels get relaxed from eating or using or drinking, however much you do of basil, that is how it may end up lowering your blood pressure. So that is that vasodilator for basil. The only thing I would add is that in the literature, basil is not as common as something used for blood pressure at all. The others are among the top 5 of the things that are known to be used by people. But basil, we chose it just because I saw somebody talking about it. And when we researched, it's saying that, yes, some people may have some benefit out of it. But then the literature, the science literature is lacking. There's not much information on it to ascertain whether or not it actually even brings the pressure down to any amount, let alone safe amounts.